Hey, good afternoon. Brett here on a breezy Thursday lunchtime. Looking forward to going out and playing some music with some friends tonight over in Reedsville, where there is live music. And today I want to talk about diner wisdom. Diner wisdom. As a device that a person might use in songwriting for their lyrics or even for their instrumentals, frankly. I think that being mindful always bears fruit. And I don't remember how many years ago it was. I've been very fond of the Tom Waits since his Nighthawks at the Diner live album, and particularly from Swordfish Trombones forward. But anyways, I remember reading or hearing an interview or something somewhere where Tom Waits talked about the muse, when the idea for a song hits him. And he was talking about that and the frustrations of it and the work ethic that's required in order to take that to where it wants to be. And he was talking about driving down the road, and all of a sudden what he thinks of as a cool song idea lands on him, perhaps a refrain or a piece of a lyric or something, and he's driving. And not a good time to try to write something down. And I'm talking right now and I'm being recorded by my telephone, but that's a very current technology. All right, I mean, I'm a high school Walkman kind of guy. I remember the recording Walkman actually created a controversy. People were afraid that copyright infringement would be occurring and stuff. But anyways, Tom Waits was saying that he'll be driving down the road and a song idea will hit him and he'll call out to the muse, like holler out the window of his car, please don't leave me, until he has an opportunity to catch the idea or write a little note down. And I can remember reading about Don Van Vliet would write down an idea on any available piece of paper, a napkin, a wrapper, you name it, and just chuck it in a bag and hang on to that for later. And a lot of his songs were created from kind of a, that Dada game, The Exquisite Corpse, where people would kind of randomly continue a narrative and pass it around. And some people write songs in that way. And but anyways, so diner wisdom. What is diner wisdom? Diner wisdom is my take on that notion of the fleeting or the momentary arrival of a song idea. And take a note, stick it in your pocket, and hope that you remember it's there before you do your laundry. And you might have yourself an egg for a song. A song might hatch out of that egg. And it occurred to me quite a few years ago, because I really like eating in diners. My wife and I fell in love with each other doing a early morning newspaper route together, where we'd be finished delivering papers to this entire small town together in the dead of winter, and it'd be it wouldn't even be sunrise yet, and we'd go. We were living up in Worcester, Massachusetts at the time, and Worcester is just covered with fabulous old diners, train car diners, chrome diners, brick and mortar buildings that have stood for a really long time that continue to serve breakfast bright and early. And we would conclude our daily paper delivery with breakfast at a different diner each time. And after about 5 diners, we were well on the road to this 27-year-long marriage that we've had. So diners are good. And one thing that I've always noticed in diners since I was a kid, when my dad or my grandfather would take me out to work with them and we'd get something to eat, is that old people like to eat in diners, and old people don't hear very well and hence talk loud, like I do. And you could really hear what other people are saying in a diner. Let me put it that way. And when I was still a teacher and working out in Stoneville, I would get up bright and early and sometimes stop at a good drive-in eatery here in town, you know, called Dick's Drive-In. I like them. I think they make a lot of things well, and they do make the best cheeseburger in town. But anyways, on the way to work, I'd swing in there and grab something to eat. And sometimes somebody would say something, and I'd write it down and stick it in my pocket. And if I thought about it, somehow or another, what that person said that caught my attention, if I meditated on it, if I thought about it, I could find a way to connect that to my own experience. And sometimes a song would leap out of that. Just a single thing that I heard somebody say. And after I'd written a number of songs that someone I didn't know, somebody's utterance was the springboard for, and I had mentioned that at some gigs. This is a song that, you know, came from some old fella that was sitting there digging into a meatloaf, talking to his friends, and the title of this song is What He Said, right? And it occurred to me that this was Diner Wisdom. I don't know. This title hit me. And I decided to write a song composed almost entirely of overheard things from different occasions, completely unconnected nuggets. And so I'm going to read you the lyric to this song. And you know, if you search within my YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure you can find at least one solo at home performance of it, as well as maybe a couple up at Two Witches in Danville. And my friend Art Branton played bass on this once or twice with me, and it sounded pretty nice. So the song lyric is, "Oh, hurtful things happen. We gotta live through it, if we live through it, 'cause we don't always do. When life hits the curb, you've gotta steer back to it, if you live through it, because you don't always do. A diamond ring can fall into thorns, and the big gate can be locked. Fill your mind with the moment you're in, and don't go off half-cocked. Oh, we stepped in a ditch. Things got kinda loud. She kinda lost her shit, and I lost mine too. We threw some punches with our voices, meaner than Saul with the stones we threw. There's elite south of Danville. We got our rich men down here too, and all we are tobacco plugs for them to spit out or chew. You can't stop a flood. You can't stop a mudslide. You can't stop the wind. You can't stop a train. You can't stop a rumor, and you can't stop false witness. Why can't I stop living the Lord's name in vain? A good heart can get trampled down, so you've got to keep dodging them hoofs, because a fertile seed can get so scorched. Even Jesus says most critters got no roofs." So that's the lyric to Diner Wisdom. Oh, I see a car pulling in the driveway. I'm going to have to curtail this.